Every Arsenal fan can feel it, that strange mix of pride and tension bubbling under the surface. The Premier League table says we're top, but somewhere in the corner of every Gooner's mind there's a whisper, City are coming. And that whisper is getting louder. As Arsenal stumbled to a 2-2 draw against Sunderland, Manchester City reminded everyone exactly why they're the nightmare that never dies, smashing Liverpool 3-0 with frightening ease. The gap is just 4 points, but the message was deafening. The champions aren't going anywhere. This isn't new territory for Mikel Arteta and his men. For the third time in 4 seasons, Arsenal find themselves running stride for stride with the most ruthless machine in English football. The only difference? This version of Arsenal feels wiser, tougher, and maybe, just maybe, ready to exorcise the ghost that's been haunting them, the sky-blue ghost of Pep Guardiola's City. So here we are again, Arsenal on top, City chasing, and the whole world watching. The question isn't whether the race is close, it's whether this time Arsenal can finish it. Manchester City remain the ever-present spectre in Arsenal's title chase, and it's not hard to see why. Pep Guardiola's side are the embodiment of a perfect blend of experience, composure, and ruthless efficiency. A combination that has consistently frustrated the young Gunners. While Arsenal thrives on collective effort and youthful exuberance, City operates like a well-oiled machine, capable of grinding out results under any pressure. This contrast between Arteta's squad and Guardiola's champions forms the central tension of this season's race. Erling Haaland is the wildcard that makes City particularly intimidating. The Norwegian striker has tormented defences across the Premier League with astonishing regularity, already tallying 14 goals this season, more than 60% of City's total league goals. His presence alone changes the way City attack, faster transitions, sharper pressing, and lethal counter-attacks. Every time he touches the ball, defenders know that a moment of brilliance or a simple clinical finish is imminent. Yet Haaland's dominance is a double-edged sword. When he's contained, City occasionally loses rhythm, exposing a rare vulnerability. Arsenal's challenge, then, is twofold. Control the midfield battle and remain disciplined enough to neutralise Haaland without overcommitting. City's mastery of pressure is equally unnerving. Guardiola's side never seems fazed by setbacks or distractions, calmly dictating tempo and exploiting even minor lapses. This level of mental resilience, cultivated over years of title runs, is something Arsenal are still developing. Arteta's men have shown remarkable growth, but consistency under extreme pressure remains the test they must pass to prove they are genuine contenders. At the same time, Arsenal's progress cannot be understated. They possess a balance that City, for all its brilliance, occasionally lacks. The defensive line is sturdier than last season. Midfielders like Declan Rice provide stability and composure, and the attacking threats are more diverse than ever. No single player dictates Arsenal's fortunes. Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, Odegaard and Havertz all have the potential to change a game. This multifaceted approach creates unpredictability, forcing City to prepare for multiple threats rather than a single focal point. Ultimately, part 2.1 of this season's narrative is about contrasts. Youth versus experience, collective strength versus star power, energy versus precision. Arsenal are evolving into a team capable of challenging the very best, but City's championship pedigree, reinforced by Haaland's extraordinary impact, remains the yardstick by which all contenders are measured. For Arteta, the task is clear. Maintain composure, exploit depth, and rise to the challenge of facing a team that has defined the Premier League for the better part of a decade. The stage is set, the pressure is immense, and every match carries the weight of history.
Let's go.
While part 2.1 focused on City's power and Arsenal's structural growth, the next layer of this title race is about adaptability, depth, and mental resilience. Arsenal's strength this season lies not just in their tactical setup, but in the versatility of their squad. Players like Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, and Leandro Trossard provide multiple attacking outlets, keeping opposition defences guessing. Meanwhile, midfield maestros like Martin Odegaard and Declan Rice ensure that Arsenal can control possession, dictate tempo, and protect their backline, a balance that has been noticeably improved compared to previous campaigns. What makes Arsenal's evolution fascinating is their ability to respond to adversity. The 2-2 draw against Sunderland was a minor setback, yet it highlighted a team learning to cope with unexpected challenges. Unlike past seasons, where dropped points led to spirals of doubt, this squad shows signs of mental toughness. They can absorb pressure, regroup and continue pursuing consistency, an essential trait for any team aiming to dethrone a champion. Even Arteta himself has matured as a manager, learning when to tweak formations, rotate personnel and push the squad without overextending key players. At the same time, the City comparison is instructive. Guardiola's team sets the bar for clinical execution under pressure. Arsenal must now combine their youthful energy with a similar sense of urgency and composure. Matches against top-tier opponents are no longer just tactical exercises, they are psychological battles. How Arsenal manage the highs of winning streaks and the inevitable lows of draws or narrow defeats will ultimately define whether they can sustain a title challenge. Depth is another decisive factor. Arsenal's roster now boasts options across every line. When stars like Saka or Odegaard are rested or marked out of the game, players like Havertz or Fabio Vieira can step in seamlessly. This rotation capacity may prove crucial as fixture congestion intensifies and injuries inevitably arise. In contrast, City, while formidable, still leans heavily on Haaland for goals. Arsenal's multi-dimensional attack may give them an edge in prolonged battles, provided they maintain focus and efficiency. Finally, the unfolding duel between youth and experience, flexibility and precision, innovation and tradition will keep fans on edge. Every match week is a microcosm of the season-long story. Arsenal striving to consolidate their identity while matching City's ruthless efficiency. The gap of 4 points is precarious, but it also carries promise. The chance for a new generation of Gunners to assert themselves on the Premier League's grandest stage. Arsenal have grown stronger, smarter, and more unpredictable. The challenge now is translating that evolution into a championship-winning mentality that can endure the pressures and expectations of a title race against a team that has rarely been caught off guard.
I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.
As the Premier League season unfolds, the battle between Arsenal and Manchester City has become more than just a race for points. It's a test of character, resilience, and ambition. Arsenal's young, dynamic squad has shown remarkable growth, blending tactical discipline with creative freedom, and proving they can compete with the very best. Yet, the shadow of City and the brilliance of Haaland remain ever-present reminders that experience and composure are invaluable in the final stretch. For Mikel Arteta, the challenge is clear. Maintain consistency, manage pressure, and harness the depth of his squad to navigate the toughest fixtures. Every decision, every substitution, and every tactical tweak could tip the scales in this tight race. Arsenal have the energy, the talent, and the collective spirit to rise to the occasion, but sustaining it across a grueling season requires more than skill. It demands mental fortitude and a fearless mindset. Ultimately, this title race is a story of contrasts: youth versus experience, adaptability versus precision, ambition versus established dominance. Arsenal fans can take heart in the progress their team has made, but the Premier League is unforgiving. One lapse and City's shadow will loom large once more. The season is far from over, and every match carries the weight of destiny. The real question lingers: are the Gunners ready to seize their moment and finally exorcise the sky-blue ghost for good?
Shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work cause my boss is a jerk and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life cause I don't feel alive and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for me.